So we've been telling you, sir, very soon some arrests will be made in Ghana. Kamia Koye said we've reached that particular breaking point. So this is what is really happening. Just a few days ago, Manasseh Ziri have been teasing some big expose at Eba. And in this particular expose, it is targeting the National Lotteries Authority, NLA. Now, NLA was headed by Sami Ewuku, the former NLA boss. Remember, I said he held his appointment for some time, and Sana John Dramani Mahama, Otisa John Dramani Mahama, appointee a new person, and on Rankasa resign Mahama appointee a new person. We did that particular story on this particular platform. But then this is what is really happening. Manasseh Ziri are publishing a new expose. This particular expose, it is targeting the National Lottery Authority. The tenor this particular expose, is looking at is between the fiscal year in review from 2020 to 2024. Into the whole screens also say NLA good courses, how funds meant for the poor and orphans were blown on awards, galas, and the rich. Publishing Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. So today. And now me no say no publish it. No publish it a din akesi bi abepim. Now, you recall since the start of the after this particular elections, these three people show many more screens so on the far left of the screens Santi Bedi true. The one fifth Gabby Otchere Darko and then the wife. And at the award a tour that's on the far right of the screens Jan Kroma Akufo-Addo and the daughter. But then these three people no me no say they have been caused by Operation Recover All Loot. So Operation Recover All Loot, you realize Sami Asamoah Gyan now the Attorney General Dr. Ayini, Iyoko boss Raymond Aka, together with a host of others, Martin people, all these people came up say we will go after these people because Jan Kroma ne ho bon nsemu, Gabby Otchere Darko ne ho bon nsemu, Asante Bedi Etu ne ho bon nsemu. So the targets were these people, but now this particular expose it is exposing these people and giving oral the evidence that they can go tonight and arrest them. Now, Nipa, the latest addition to this particular whole family, this whole family of one more now, Nipa our count is a big deal. Mami find the picture into screen so Papa we are all on the far left of the far right of the screen. I'm talking about Asamoah Gyan. You recall after the elections, and before elections, now Bawumia Asamoah Gyan, they were working hand in hand. Bawumia the manifesto sports edition, Asamoah Gyan was included, or he will be one of the people to pioneer the sports edition. Ultimately, before the elections, Asamoah Gyan dropped out. SH0CK sem any a year contract be a winny bintino. So Asamoah Gyan, Edian be PMs Asamoah Gyan corruption related activities, 50,000 be ecopian in sim. Nipa sisi aso na so anya hia ebitima che na echina ne ene Sami Ewuku who happened to be the former NLA boss. All this while he was living on thin ice. I didn't think America say he was living on thin ice. Wasem edaho sorry so last 3 days and any day chi cause demonstration because they are persecuting people. No me we are near persecute you one. How ne saying Sami Ewuku America na say mini picture any infantry skin. So this man there omunyina onu na so be see pa. But then let's look at this because I seen you 2 million near Tracy. Shahasi or see NLA good courses. So this is a year part of a Manasseh Ziri in series na urban. So yen share a year okay for into school say NLA good courses. So this is all coming from a year Manasseh Ziri. Now Oshahasi because in the websites now one listed one more munya contract Akufo-Addo Nemba and how Operation Recover All Loot. You don't need any evidence again. Storm their houses and arrest all of them. Shaha Oshahasi or say part 1 National Lotto. There is established by Act National Lotto objectives. National Lotto shall be conducted for the purpose of raising revenue for nation and for the purpose of stated and other purpose stated in this act. So the National Lotteries Authority in bois na e was 7 say be raise sika because for koye lotto ni sa na e draw into obi wini a says kind of move now they can government keep it near their yemboa. But some national authority as a mere could not down no. The money was being used for something else. Now should be our circle no or say there shall be conducted as part of the operation of the national lotto a lottery with the objects of providing care and protection for the physically or mentally afflicted, the needy, the aged, orphans and destitute children. So National Lottery Authority or acts no act 722 no say sikani ebenya is supposed to go to people who are in need. But then who did the money actually go to? Number one, you find the picture into screen so papa we only remember say in some way you make yam na make a seasoned journalist Manasa Zuru and or in sem na babe tuja into share has say or say NLA good courses disbursement Africa Prosperity Network, which you are learning says Africa Prosperity Network. Nipa or ye chief executive or that anwa or some ye executive chairman. Gabby Otchere Darko. What really happened? The amount of $250,000 CDs was given to Gabby Otchere Darko for what? Purpose near sponsorship for Kohu Business Summit 2023 and also sponsorship for Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2024. So, papi. Jumeku oda no as Africa Prosperity Summit. Ukoye uku and ukoye business and ukoye program. Go and do it or National Authority Service and a National Lottery Authority or moon sponsor. It is sponsoring any Yama Gabby Otchere Darko 2.5 billion old Ghana cedis. Yes. Now, this is just the beginning because you have to sit back and look at this very well. One person so in fact, I think say you be we Ebechi Akufo-Addo all his appointee. She's a second person here other listeners so. Shenim very 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 popular. Former Attorney General Godfrey Dame. Former Attorney General Godfrey Dame. Institution na Godfrey Dame or Dame no Office of Attorney General and Justice. Ye man 570,000 Ghana cedis. Adanya also okoye seminar any conference. Adanya okoye seminar any conference and your time 500,000 Ghana cedis amano. And this is what we know. What about the akana yenim no? This is a very big question. Now, if you thought said this was just is forget because Akufo-Addo ne staffs me uni aka ho asemu. What I say, ye di kan aka Gabby Otchere Darko. Sisi anya ba abeka ye friend is saying ye kan Gabby Otchere Darko wiye no. Ya san so abeka Godfrey Dame. Okay. She the third person on screen so. Chief of Staff, former Chief of Staff, Madam Freeman Opare. Madam Freeman Opare aged 3.5 billion old Ghana cedis or the quiet or see Independence Day celebrations. So the pam kente, so the pam kaba. Yenim or the 350,000 Ghana cedis say or no Chief of Staff no or the quiet your friend is saying Independence Day celebrations. Now, if you thought said this was just it, there is more because the next person will blow your mind. His Asamoah Baby Gyan. Na Asamoah Gyan de bibia ebeko owo bia ekwa ekra no. Asamoah Gyan bibia ebeko owo wo krom he bia ekra no. But hu redo Asamoah Gyan timi de no sha asem se zuru. Asamoah Gyan obeko jail. Hwe ha Asamoah Gyan ye pa che say okoye program bi anano kan group bi ho you see KELS Media Group and Business Consults. Asamoah Gyan who happened to be the former Black Stars captain. NLA Good Courses Disbursement. Ye man is 50,000 Ghana cedis, 500 million. Asamoah Gyan become a or the quiet memo project for Black Stars captain. Memo. Say ye tro, your friend is saying na bakosem ti ama Asamoah Gyan 50,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, this is what is really going on. Now, a chroma niema besi because you realize say NDC omoba bemua do 6 months ye chichi nkrofo nya ade. Some people consistently are always complaining and the government because they know they are not getting it again. Look at the next person. You'll be shocked to the bone. So him no. Aha. Yes, boss. Me kind nyumba kwa meba. Anema chake ni abo. Cause moloneke oni yana chake ni ha yes DL event say oni EL. Nipa ye wo screen so say friend D Black Desmond Black. Popular ni friend D Black so okunya sika ni bi. Institution oda no eye ne de Black Avenue Music. D Black onya 80,000 Ghana cedis. D Black onya 80,000 Ghana cedis. What is the purpose? Sponsorship for the Tropical Fiesta event. Hey Ghana. Tropical Fiesta event. Yatam sika 80,000 Ghana cedis. Ama D Black say, oh yeah event. Na NLA for any Black Avenue Music there. They gave this man money and now he's on TV and our things are not going on. Now, we need to actually visit the article. This corrupt people. One more digane sika left, right. And now almost seeing the young bon shima and from. Look at their faces. Show me name. Look at them. If the evidence is sufficient enough. Now, you go straight up to the website. Or see NLA good causes. How funds meant for the poor and orphans were blown on our walls, galas, and the rich. Now, this is coming from the 4th estate. It will read the whole thing. Just go to the 4thestate.com. Okay. Manassas in the website and you see everything. Now, me reading the whole thing, I just want a few portion because Manassas no or they go for pictures ni evidence aka ho ati ase nti pictures ni bi nie CEO summit ni maniema presidential diary ni maniema. Number 1 Fremont Pare Fremont Pare or see the chief of staff received 350,000 for Independence Day fanfare. Whilst MPs from both sides of the political divide received more than 1 million cedis for pet courses. Meanwhile, the Attorney General's office had 570,000 for conferences and seminars. Madam Fremont Pare, only, aka, now me person me the vice president. Samia Wuku, who happened to be the former NLA boss, he's defending his expenses. The immediate past director general of the National Lottery Authority, Samia Wuku, defended the foundation spending, describing it as part of the mandate to serve society. Samia Wuku, how does giving 570,000 to the chief of staff for fanfare benefit society? I drink a danko for chill, no, It be ensue. Asamoah Gyan also said the law allows NLA in consultation with its board and the finance ministry to support broader obligations to society. He argued, noting that the authority had also supported prisons, the Ghana Police Service, and the community-based projects. These people now support your man. Okay, what was supporting Ghana Police Service? Yes, a public institution. Okay, but who is Ghana Koma Fremont Pare? Udiskana koma Gabby Otchere Darko. Udiskana koma D Black. Udiskana koma Asamoah Gyan. And now you are telling us, say, it's for the good of the society. Tia, or see, Mr. Wuku could not, however, identify specific provisions of the law that permitted such expenses. Instead, he pointed to the pillars of Good Causes Foundation: health, education, sports, youth, education, development, arts, and culture as the basis for spending. Samuel Ewuku will say law permits you to spend. Show us where the law permits you to spend. Papa, you say a good causes. A good causes. Now we'll come back to that. For those of you who pay extensive thing, no, yeah, the cost no at to because in Kofu be edin ewom. Oh yes, Asamoah Gyan munyina edin wom. So the big question is, because Mekai said, President John Dramani Mahama obedi ade no, or Manasseh Zero make a statement say, you see, corruption now across Ghana bebre, but go after the ones. You can catch them and jail them easily because 4 years no, you try 1 year, you try 1 year, 3 years now can what is the way forward? 3 years now can what is the way forward? Now Super Pale and the Namho. echna ene afedi ye fight over DSTV ene ye ne now evidence about say Asamoah Wuku Gabby Otchere Darko, okay, Chief of Staff Raymond Pare, D Black, Asamoah Gyan, these people have received money. Chiomoswe, papale, ye chen. So clearly, I don't know how to put it. But then a idea basically you could see say everyone is talking about. Now, you be concerned for us, okay? But you need to say obe my comments on this particular thing na air koso. Okay, because now the evidence is clear. The evidence is clear. You want evidence to jail Asamoah Gyan ewoho. Now, this same person or the expose neighbor say this is just a tip of the iceberg. Brunika's a tip of the iceberg away your comedies. There are people who took millions of Ghana cedis on money namho. Asamoah Gyan, no I just say or could jail. Gabby Otchere Darko, now the evidence is in. So yeah, and some day may change 1 or 2 comments from you guys. Now trust because there are a lot of issues and you be cover. And now the evidence is clear to arrest these people. One more omedi bone our Ghana. Asamoah Wuku, your friend is say on be na no. Asamoah Wuku say sika no cost spend it is for the good causes. Ball and Sam say it is for the good causes. How does spending over your friend is saying 3 million Ghana cedis be a good cause for the nation? Anyways, science some way and echo. So it's for definitely may in the comment section and send the next update because in some day there is a lot of issues there currently we need to cover right here on this particular platform. So by and send the next thing. So whilst we are on it, in the camp of Kennedy Japan, there's something happening. All these were nipa ye is all the front runner. Okay, in terms of Mba Samira Baumia, she's doing exceptionally well. By studio her, the ladies admire her, the ladies love her. Yeah, can you scrub about her and critical? Almost na Samira eloquent, Samira Bunu, Samira insane bebre. Now there's a new woman emerging, needing a Christiana Japan, who happens to be the wife of his upcoming flag bearer or upcoming president Kennedy Otchere Darko Japan. Mami storm me a campaign grounds tini and the message I would deliver an amount for say wait at the end so mini ya no yen kwhwe what really went on in some of the 2 jar. People are really sorry because we never knew Madam Christiana to be this vocal. We never knew. We see her quiet on pen wansem. You see, Koko, Asantini, Besena, Otimi Kasa. Ye go show video, ye baba ka ebe to us.
During election, party man, the kind of woman, and the bit of party, no, and family, no, I am the one name, and I'm a mass. The song I did one, the song near my name. Except, yeah, you should be. If you will have a so about fear, if I were doctor, when I nurse, when I teacher, when I know what we are, when I anything I might be 7 million man or never man. And then Babylon, Commandant, the man is said, yeah, how to money. the Serbian and the same. Honorable Pen, flag bearer or sign up with you. Honorable Pen 1992 Minimara NPP party, they sure said, and if you will be at the Okoa or Moon that our take the woman, how I get and the senior city. Radio so, TV so, no, NPP party media, or the no share at Yema, or the now Puma, and SH0CK media. Say, I said again. Now, last time I said, ya fat arm, so all sound because we NPP said this time we will consider almost someone Senior honorable kind. Who are volunteer? Said NPP for a ye will be a penny man and then no one. I think I ever told penny no Amagan for now only 2 years so am and NPP for 7 years, a month, 2 million, a Ghana for and 2 million, Emma. It said Ghana for a book reading, said your father, message, instead of so come. Name me on my book and in here, and Ghana for sitting in the bar. The war campaign. 5 contestants in now, Obia, your book, Obia, a qualified and your own kind, Obia, some party. Now, a moon yet to me for Omuna and me and the and I see a Liba. Yamiano, Yafe, and yet you can Ghana for Casatu or Montu, Abudi, Lipa, and Father Brown. So, Utuma on the Hokena, and not just a window will be a they won't set the power. Parts in the power. I say, Gina, and ask and India power and everything. Now, what you want on one can so that's a opposite to me about, and yet on no one that when we knew, and yet NPP party, then it's who your member was also when we knew. Who can NPP also power no, and be amount. You would hear woman be a so for Savannah. Ya, mamma, ya, bread, ya, Otchere. I am a chairman of Council, ya, I am in the power, say a long one. O dog one, Namasi, Madam Abor. It's a real man, this is the understand. Messia, whom you need no more, no woman, Namasi, no more. A great deal, and I do my swimming. I a Pessia, a good idea, Pessia, and I hear that a brown. On my book, the man, no tongue, and the end to only a bread I buy you home and a fair money. The shop of the money will fear. Yes, sir, now this saw a woman sooner a year. Maybe teach yourself why yet, senior. The man may share also the rare fear or the share of food. Maybe teach yourself by the side. The same way a dancing, any a man dancing for 1 year. Say, your mother is sweet. Now, I do not quiet. Honorable Pen, a young for 2 years, a senior honorable kind, means to be. Numa baby, and it for the Yafa or Moyer, and Yapra anticipated. Obama or Yer Juma, so while farm road, one Cassa, and the friend was watching a gallop and told you. Shiama was in a man and 9, only no years, but only any money. About time. wahwɛ akwadaa na wɔde 25 26 na wɔda so a ɛyi akɔnma ya na ahomte kakra akwadaa na akwadaa na n'ani nye na wayɛ mmɔmmɔmmɔ woba nkaya ato a ya na ahomte yɛbɛn wɔn deda kwan ho wɔn deda brɛdi sase efisɛ ɛyɛ kaka baabi a ɔwɔ adwuma bi wɔ hɔ na ɔreyɛ a nkanyɛ ne sɛ wafa kaa aba nkran abɛda abɔnten no nnwuma NPP party yɛba abɛn mu a yɛyɛ ade a ewura efie biara mu president Kofoɔ brɛ yɛ free maternal care yɛkɔwo a yɛ free nkwadaa no starting school na wɔn a wɔn aduane di president Kofoɔ akɔba yɛ nkwadaa no ho apagya wɔn adu SS wɔsi ɛno nso so ɛne ho nneɛma nyinaa NPP yafa nti nkwadaa no awie school no ɔno akɔkɛ sɛ yɛntoma no ɔmo ɔtoma ɛsa na abaatena ɛmaa no yɛ ho atɔ yɛ mu waboa na wadwuma wama loan bi anaa sika bi ɔde abɛpia wo na wadwuma ɛkɔ so na woba so nyame adɔm NPP adawoma wɔkɔ free SH0CK wie na ɔno akɔkɛ so ama n'adwuma yɛda a ɛbɛtumi ada nti bio ɛnɔboa ɛbaa sɛ mene mu ɛbɛbi ɛnɔboa ɛbɛsrɛ wodɔ bi boa me na meso ma dobi aboa obiara ɛbɛkɛ nyina boafo ɛwɔ brabo yɛwɔ secondary school form 3 na yɛne maame mmoa na mpapɛ ɛna wɔhwɛ me na n'akyi secondary school saa time na yɛ free SHS ne yɛ tuya school fees eti na ahokyerɛ wɔ fie na lady bi a ne ti fie na ɔtɔn foof bills akɛseɛ ti da hɔ na ɔka kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ bi nkɔn na yɛfa kwan yɛ maame na ɔtumi fa hwɛ ne school saa adeɛ no a ɔyɛ no a ɛno ɛna no maame de tua yɛ school fees ɛhwɛ no a yɛwie school a ɛdɛ ɛde gyina no boafo obi bɛtumi ayɛ adeɛ baako anaa wobɛtumi ahyia nnipa bi da kɔpɛ na wayɛ biribi na asesa wabrabɔ anwummere no sɛ mepɛ sɛ meyɛ saa nnipa no ma wo yɛ saa nnipa no ma wo na yɛbɛtumi ayɛ wei na aso obiara so a agye sɛ yɛkura pa wo mekoa me nsa ɛnso nnipa bebree so ɔno abɔkɛ ne nsa ɛnso nyinaa yɛ so ɛyɛ ɔno nkoa nti basɛ ɔkura tumi a yɛsɛ deɛ yɛma ne ketewa a wɔhwɛ so yie mu ɔno ne yɛde kɛseɛ ɛma no yɛde tumi no ɛma no a deɛ wastate ɛyɛ nnwuma a wastate ɛbiebie ɛɛfa yɛ mma no wobɛtumi ayɛ na aso obiara so nti tumi no deɛ ɛho ɛhia paa te sɛ campaign time obiara ba abɛka n'asɛm obiara ba abɛka deɛ ɔbɛyɛ nanso yɛyɛ yibia yɛbɛka ɔtɔn nnipa no ama n'anafoɔ nti da biara sɛ ɛne deɛ mu sɛ yɛbɔto aba no a yɛmu sa yɛ ho nnipa a menkɔto aba no mekɔtɔn no ma n'anafoɔ a ɔmobɛtɔ no anaa sɛ ɔmotɔ no deɛ a ɛneɛ ne yɛbɛsa abɛtena fie sisi awɔ nkaya ahote adeɛ a NDC-foɔ no ɔmo de yɛ yɛ mpanyinfoɔ no ɛnɛ ne yɛ wei fa ha ɛkyina ne afrɛ wei wɔ ha kyɛ sɛ ɔmo tietie ɔmo pɛ sɛ yɛ paati no ɔmo bɛnya anagye bi no koraa ɔmo yɛ saa efi sɛ ɔmo kura power yɛgye nkurɔfoɔ nnwuma yɛpam ɔmo bɛtena fie ɔmo kura power nti na ɔmo tumi yɛ deɛ ɔmo pɛ biara nti Ghana for a woman power, Emma. Every woman, a body, 7 months, as I can hear Manra. Mercy, had any young fan for. No for 2 million, Emma, that party, they sang in like my soul. they discover the patrol sika de ya ko ebetimi agye lenso uchi scanner bisawu se skenti na me poto wa nipa ya me ton nipa na magana fo a o beto ana so mo to dia and yes na sika na o de ma o so di for 4 years na ya betile and so basa wo power na wanya no media share so the sika media share wo mama debia obemusika ya fa wo be wo mama osumi ya obemusika edida e change the problem eti my question ayala your question ayala you do one year for 2 months the slow in you say a question aso enipa ya ekoto amani the control of man na for o beto no na se o beto no be di to me no aba na party no asa ejina na so ya ene na sa ni na na for e boni ono ene yese metoma na ye di to me listen Ghana for a souffre honorable king. Yaya NPP me, Messi, Mumia Fan Coma, no for 2 years, and mine. You said you aso. Nita ya me auto abeya money. Beton Roma Ghana for or beton ana. Yamisha na.
So that was a honorable Kennedy Japan, a Madam Christine Japan, then some tuja. Now let's move on straight to this particular news. We gave you an update the last time, said Brian Champon during one of his campaign message, one of on the campaign tour. So he made a particular statement, say, amount for the be or ideas, your ideas, not they be or no ideas. So he action those ideas into reality, which means or cast up as at the end of what not or dream one or making sure say adeno achievable or money practical. So what man say no problem. Now he made a reference to a cocoa board and all parties say cocoa board time or no not loans and some anyhow a bit to a crafuna or see a code loan and or the plan be buy it's no sa plan or the buy and boy and no NDC for credit use it you for no in see an amount for a party say Brian Champon Ochantro because they all castle and you know what really happened was that cocoa board for workers and normal staff, they are the people who deserve credit because they actually action this particular plan. Nipa Obabe Kansa Semi, a former cocoa board CEO, even Mr. Joseph Boahen Edu. Or not and all parties say if you know very well what is really going on, you know that Brian Champon or you'll be our your cousin will be a via ideas because intellectual theft and dishonesty. That is who Brian Champon is. Now don't take my word for it because in some it is a lengthy thing. He actually explained this in many ways. I don't know if Cocoa Board will take him on in court. But you in some way back here better.
Cocoa Board paying pa Boahen Edu Joseph nkomobia koso na am say mente me ho ase kakra bia ba opeso de nchiremu ba era Edu ye mowache na ye da wasese wagibresa no pay ye bossa nkomoyi bibia e boko de
bibia e boko
woni da so di koko nkomo na chi kakra de
many de chi pa.
Oh, I see. Ansani ebe ko ho no 2024 se mekaya na nhihye ni bi ni se ye bomode se Ghana ebe twe ne ho afri sa ade ye frɛ no bosia ye kɔgye na ama so de abe akotokoko na afi sa aka na be hyensen yekom ti na ye penhihye ye bi a ye betimi aboa ama sa haw no afri ye so megidi se o kai sa na montuo no
asana montuo no ye mia kasa ana mede bai ana montia mi hu se ebeboa cocoa board na ebeboa Ghana ma no nti mia nkasa ana mede bai ana mia so na me ye ho announcement so mo call graphic I think say 22nd August 2024. Once I made that front page, and I saw announcement in a buy. Me no announcement, I think it was Monday, in a Tuesday thereabouts, and a graphic published here.
I see. So now a bit confused here because the presidential hopeful for your party taking over the reins of that ministry, a great ministry, talks about akukudra unyaya oma Ghana time train ho a free a year sa syndicated loan in shishene no eba bra e bit megina yan kasa ye ho na etimidia boy ho bra in terms of isikasemu no it is saying
said my year rebuttal to that ordinary no chamin kan wansen nemo no adwen kese na abeto gya no efimi ankasa ne ho anam de bai ndi se obi ba bont no be kan se afie wono mum na di aba na wa mum di wo mokra won se obi a Ghana ko nyina won se me so no me intellectual na me try the university awon ti se obo modna na de adwen kese bi ba na obi kokofa sa adwen no no one making any reference to you. Ne momo or yan said on one casa and a diagin cassie and a bahia. And Yamian academically, I'm intellectually in Pay. In Pay, into no, what intellectual a year. I said, Conobono to be one idea now, Cofa. Wabra, Omana Manie, on count sanity.
Na wadaroma what describing as intellectual theft one play any role ebra sa timpo we ebeto ho wan fa susu bi ama wan ka se yenchi haka kra bi ntume ne se aha ne ye de so de o kan so a ebeboa enye that collective responsibility na end up ma say ni munya mo ba Ghana ye side
Debbie ono rather no pussy eno na ma ade no ayemia no che se baye no me ne na me hwe ne se wo ye chief executive ana ade ba fa ya na nse manfo wi afini se me my minister pen the president for 4 time na me western regional minister minister me di pen na wo ye chief executive wo she sector minister nti se wo ye bibia wono na ese odidua no so na ko cabinet we die che se enya ade a ade no kra no edu na anim no na oye interested and edu baby no nye se onye interested keke obogui no mpene so no have to fact it
strange kakra because on peninsula de no koje sa abaso bodie no
eno ne ase ende je se ono ana minim de but impanyimfo anim asem pa de members mabodi impanyimfo pa impanyimfo atitire pa nimo no obi menye se obi ana menka se obi mpo mekasa impanyimfo pa a esa asem duro manimo no even o manim kra no o se still on prinso nti no eno na ama aye meyam because adia na wo mpenso na just na percent wuku no afidi ade na ba be yi a na the whole thing is say you know modern enye as simple as that ana metema me wie no o contact department of economics the economic department Legon head of department Professor Ban Boatu any professor bia mkoshia o mo me ka che won said me no menye panansida me geographer and to say how can a geographer come out with this financial model? They didn't believe them, so one problem geography department Legon Nkobisa me a geographer but idea no I say a banner like a vision on the great ideas in a by in the form of a vision and some will say be our scientists are now so we but eba na utumu grapo na ye adwuma. Modern a very complex. Very complex. Oma makwa kwachire mu akire omo no any presentation no. Enya as simple as said aya omo ka no. Since I describe me say even Coco Bob one can one 7 ade. But very complex. Design what we are doing now. This all my own. This all my own. A lot of stakeholders have Ghana. My presentation apart from board any a bam paying for Bilma or modern no. Very complex. Until we catch on dear no into the hope. I do much of the idea of the better. But no one can so. I said, dear, make person on me and I'm catch on. I didn't baby Juma. Na a baby bois Mercedes no edgina. A bebois and Mercedes no. You don't have rat up a me in that time a womb. And now, campaign no more. A free bear October, November no. Baby, I'm a quay be a near Quafu share, be a mecan once. The media for the back, I mecan once say. Savings in quite being from this model, no, because Okobobo here a year interest. No interest I do 10%. And some interest I do 8%. And some commitment fee, Ubichia. Ama syndication lenders, no. Arrangement fee. Even legal fee, okay, can you now boom? Any country as or coverage, the Kobania, the Okambo one. About 10% of the loan now, Koji. This Okaji loan there 4 billion, not 10%. Unko chia 10% on $4 billion. There's a country that save $400 million 1 year.
Okay, so Ere, do remember also, but I want to be very sure what I'm reading here. That all these things here, no matter what say, Wadarma making kind of has Abia Nebuana, the Obone, try Trono, Quambi or say, according to Edu, far from being the architect of the reform, Dr. Brian Champon was its fiercest opponent. He allegedly resisted the proposal uncompromisingly when it came before the economic management team. He reportedly blocked its cabinet presentation, only later to smuggle in there Nicodemously and claim ownership. Edu further claimed it took the direct intervention of President Akufo-Addo to prevent Dr. Champon from killing the policy altogether. He was the sole dissenting voice when the matter was discussed. For him now to pretend as though he championed it is pure dishonesty. Is that the case? Is that the case?
Number say, enforce Asempa 8 year.
Wadaroma.
Say a year in Penny Force Asempa 8 year. So we'll leave that brand a champion story there. But brewing. This particular issue is brewing another big hot issue. Nipa who the picture on the screen in the video Ernest Owusu Bempah. Ernest Owusu Bempah have switched camps from Baumia to Kennedy, Japan. But then watch this. Now in a day NPP for protest say stop ehuna protest. No problem. But then Ernest Owusu Bempah background is US. According to Ernest Owusu Bempah, some of the about to your party say NPP has no moral right to do demonstration against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Why is he saying that? Because as at the time of this particular recording, he had to say he didn't call a committee in Marco Bani no said the English video about back ever to.
And I'm a party for the baby. Sorry, and we are having a moral audacity. Sorry, say we are going out there to fight Galamsey. Nah, and then we have the nerves to be criticizing John Dramani Mahama. And then me Owusu Bempah, I will not go into that tangent. And everybody become Asamoah. People think I'm just being controversial, but it's a fact. No kure uka. Near ni 2012, and I am be a quiet demonstrating. It's John Dramani Mahama. Say John Dramani Mahama buying at the Ghana Dani Galamsey headquarters. Near to Kroma. And a Ghana for party for you should Galamsey for politics. Ama the sitting president Akufo-Addo adding the life to on the line the presidency added to online. Obafu for first week. Because the people that he hide around him, majority of them allegedly were part of this Galamsey here. The NDC for Mesa. No, my in Galamsey. No. Some of them came to continue. So what moral right have we got to even come back and today use Galamsey to do politics? The leader no what you want to do Akufo-Addo. Or you're not doing so fighting Galamsey. But because some people were doing it under his own watch, allegedly, and you know, yen to me, I'm fighting to achieve the dreams of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is a neno. What sorry the Galamsey about a politics and MTT say people are talking about it using as an issue. What do you say? Now we a leader. Na se nei Kennedy Japan a president. Who born dogs and me uzu but me say me Galamsey manye bida. Manye bida and na me bi so da. So uzu ba na ma sorry anopa. Anda se bia Kennedy Japan ye president Ukruma. Na me uzu ba sorry say e bia me appointee wona ban mu a. Ono be hwe me se me koye Galamsey. Anka dia na dia be chi no anka the next day I'm out. He will sack you and take you to jail. And that is the kind of leader that we are talking about. A leader who is brute. A leader who will make sure he put his foot on down and will make sure the right thing is done. He doesn't care who is the family member or brother or whoever it is. And that is the kind of leader the Ghanaian people are calling for. The leader.
Okay, so according to you, the leader Ghanaian people are calling for Kennedy Japan, but he didn't stop there, and we believe that this next argument is what perhaps may have triggered party people to petition for them to suspend and take him out of the party. Or say Bawumia and your marketable candidates. Or say you marketed Bawumia more than Kwame Nkrumah. But then at the end, what really did happen? In the video, Embra.
And then oh, the first one. Oh, yeah, and talk Ghana for and talk. The worst performance in the history of Ghanaian politics. It been see that in the Fourth Republic. So product now must say marketable. Ya market ya. Yen penny phobia, any party phobia try so me convince delegates for enkotono. Nipa no yadina ba that product. We tried to market that product for 16 years. Ya market is our product, no. Dr. Bawumia Yusuno. In that angle, he was a running mate for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Dr. Bawumia was known everywhere. For 8 good years, he stood in the Supreme Court, market himself. You and I were not there. He became the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana for 8 years, head of the economic management team. Product to know Ghana in Chono ni Chiasu baby obia nim sa product no. Anka yenkwa jinana kiebua. That kind of marketability a product no enya ye no. Sa marketability ni openness. I don't think any candidate in the history of Ghanaian politics, not even Kwame Nkrumah, had that opportunity of marketing himself for 16 years. Kwame Nkrumah kura enya sa opportunity no. Delegates. Kwame Nkrumah, he had an opportunity to market himself. Bra omu declare positive action 1948 disturbances omu declare positive action. Kwame Nkrumah ye chain obey prime minister. Obey prime minister or there if he has a contest 1956 elections are winning just 4 years no the marketing once 5 years no the marketing no. Kwame Nkrumah, the one of the finest president in the history of Ghana. When you marketing the way Dr. Bawumia marketing as a vice president, a running mate for a sitting president, and then making himself so marketable. Now, a product, yeah, this our product now. One marketing home for 8 years as a running mate, and then 8 years as a vice president of the Republic of Ghana. One marketing one, no, this our product, no, abba, edwa so se Ghana for nto, the Zongo community ento, the Muslim community ento, yenuanum a Christopher ni yenuanum Ghana for nyina omonto, Ghana for anto Dr. Bawumia omanto. The product is well known. They say pen ye kutami. Obia nim say pen where your friend big. And I say product where your friend Samsung mobile phone. Obia nim. But when you put it in the market, they deliberately don't want to buy it. And that is where the analysis, delegates, that is where you must get the analysis right. Irrespective of how the product is so marketable, as some people are making it. Say, the product is so marketable, I don't get it. The Ghanaian people didn't buy it. Oman talk. Say, upusu no numa na atene kankan. And then penifone bu baby say ye pie be hunti de akichere boa. It is say ya dia, we need to understand the dichotomy. Say product to know ya sell Dr. Bawumia in the history of Ghanaian politics. Kwame Nkrumah Kwentina selling the way Dr. Bawumia tima selling Ghanaian politics. Me o usu bempa mi tiwe. Say o de me ko na mo marketing said the Dr. Bawumia platform under the back foot of Akufo-Addo. He masqueraded on the popularity of Akufo-Addo, one of the most popular politicians in the history of Ghana. We Rollins in Akufo-Addo. At that time, at that moment, Akufo-Addo was so popular. He chose you as his running mate. He gave you all the opportunity to market yourself. The platform was there. Winning this election was a done deal, Dr. Bawumia. Could have won this election hands down if Ghanaian people wanted to buy you. The product. I'm talking about the product, Bawumia. So what are we talking about, fellow delegates? Yen Sheno from that angle. Sesebio mikuta banji. Ana mikuta product ame pese meton. Na product no. Ma bohu deura shedema titi deuro na bohu akahu sema chirechiremu achirechire rules and regulations e wo hu ni bibia magana fo obia hu na me the product na badwom e dia ba beto market se me ton me the price above still omanfo no so omonto and still Ghana for yeti ono timamufuo no atide timamufuo no kano yenye ya adwesi ebetie na emom no ye de product no a omoso omompe no eno a na yesi ye de bebrem product no a omoso omompe no na che say indirectly na NPP kwa we trying to disrespect the Ghanaian people omukuta the sovereign will of the people we are trying to disrespect it. Fellow delegates mumia chedi ye pa. The product of Ghanaians totally rejected us, rejected our candidate. Yan peno, mo de ba yan to. Product no yan pe. As out society.
So that is Ayen Sema Ernest Owusu Bempa Edituja. And clearly, there is a news that Airbus said the NPP have been petitioning to suspend him. It would be very foolish as a party for them to take that tangent, because Abronye have said worse things. We did the Duncan Williams attempt, we did the Kine Japan attempt, we did the Obiate Mukrum has say. Yes, so the party refused to sanction him. Now no omoye eye asante hima ne osifi a friend is saying osifi Bawumia ne basmu. There's the picture is there. Bawumia basmu osifi ye. Na emu obi ye na oko the tangent no obi nkofa dwum say Jimmy na party no mo ye no enya mo se mo be sanction no. Jimmy party no adreno mini bibi omejesi. But we'll come back to that. Now let's tackle this guy. Dennis Miracle Abuaji over the weekend he led a certain campaign against Galamsey Okoko Central Region in Krasni Adiade. And then he showed us a video of how the water bodies there, and also how the water treatment are so you be treating bianom akko schools, offices, how brownish the water is. It's a good campaign. But then NPP had 8 years to solve this. But then they expect John Dramani Mahama to just use 7 months to do this. Regardless, Mahama, he was sworn in to do the change and reset Ghana. So he believes so. But then one person, Adjoa Titi, or the Nsimbia Babe Tuja, say the hypocrisy of the New Patriotic Party is on full display, because what they are doing, it's like they are desperately trying to convince Ghanaians. Say, a B and a red a blue. It is not going to be possible. In Kuti Sema a year in your bay editor. When we come back, you be fire on the second update.
NPP approach ya no mo de solve galam say asofo no. Mama me say video no. Under the watch of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo pe ene ye hu say afede e kon no aboro so ye ntimi nso anu because party fo nyina ye bi. Ministers nyina ye bi. Afede duru ba bi no na wase yakobo asase ni deliverance. Before the ko galam say ene sa asofo wa ma bo wa mo kareka. Eno ba kwani na muram and almost one more day, or more boss as in deliverance. Forgetting say a nippana galam saying it is all will be about in deliverance. A nippana or galam saying and also born in deliverance canny. Nanyas as I said, your son more than the baby. Nippana said, yeah, all year Juma was so no, or no, and I was your born in deliverance near Yakachin and Coponsa or such an Abimai. This was the approach of the NPP. Fighting galam say. Aso fonko bompaye no monam yanara yasasini aba de my chorus leaders mojana na wiegu and omonam forest can say galamsey side and moto patriotic songs. This was the approach for NPP. Some of the fighting galamsey. Nana Ghana Medical Association kasa. This is the same Ghana Medical Association. A corner ya critical, ya kai almost say ya essential service ya withdraw your service and fantastic. Let it remain like that because you know why? You are essential workers. More essential workers. Money Ghana registered nurses na na come on to my bar no. I said the University of Ghana lecturers and you tag and when you know nya dia mo be involved. Emma ya Ghana for your mama mo say there be some back was strike am ni pa wu galam say ho de e na mo nkwa adwuma. Eti ene taxes na ma start na mo bo no yanim ni nyina and you see adia ba ko bi kire madwen. Ghana for adia ba ko pa bi e kire madwen. Na me pese me bisa sa asem no. Wo anu ya comment section no wo ho ya na adia to asem ba ko bi kire madwen. Adentina se President Mahamat ya konwa so a enipa bia na omo anya anumum ano muntimi nkasa no all of a sudden then they find their voices then they start making noise no more noise no so omo ye no aya rubbish o noise no omo ye na ewura omo nkansam papa bia nyasa bom nsam hunu nko na omo ka o adentina President Mahamat nko agwa ban mu a obia fili se onu do otimi kasa obia wa ho kwan of which President Mahamat is not against it. I don't know no kwani and this wa ban mu a obia ye de tuatua ya so okrom ha NPP ba ban mu a na sa ankrofo ni nyina o makote aso mo hide out bi na mo de o makwa hye wo se mo de mo ntena hanka mo ntum mo kasa enye na denti o me se bi se o denti na NPP for dia omo nkoa dia wo mo se omo no ye nka wo masem. No, somebody should tell me why. NPP for no omo ye den omo ye nipa che obi anase say because NPP for nkoa na wo ka omo asem a na aso mo feel say eni kwasa ka ka yasem me an ka wasem who are you my yan ka wasem wo what me ka President Mahamat asem but wo dia me yan ka wasem who the hell do you think you are? Somebody should answer me. This is just a simple question. 2016 and Kwafu Kasa Yeni dead Kwasu Okroma because President Mahamat was in government. And you necessary Akufo-Addo neba unyaba ya munyamaya numum after mutimi kasa. Now you are finding your voices. No. You're finding your voices for the period of 8 years. No. We will ya was our right and say you're finding your voice and ne. Mena make catch no. So we can 8 years. Continue to shut that mouth up. Continue. Meme biabia wanu wa hanchire yen. Ye kasa 8 years no na mudidi yatem. Mudi yet na social media so na mudi yatem. And na mo find them a voice. Mo be ka den. E wo kwam ha. La and ye de be hia mo. And now they have a way of peddling propaganda jandam. So wouldn't secret a one people who are omo ye a tro party. Obi obe rap party no bia na ya de infection no started doing tro Baumia said no intro. Owura NPP man was starting so chantro. Say we chan drama. Dabia me catch us Baumia ye munafiki. Me na me catch o ye munafiki. Baumia or ye munafiki. And you see, he's too weak to even take decisions. Ni leadership threat no awano. Ono a or weak. Ontimi take a decision grandma and crofo atwa ni hwahia. Ontimi ponti obia. Wo se afa Ghana maw. A miracle ka ho. Ah, yafa Ghana ma Baumia a miracle abuaje na ye 8. Me ana me bra na miracle. Miracle me penasem tu. Ba baby on nam no e overboard me ka kire ne se baby on nam no oni moral right so okofa hobi sa kwan no onya na ye yemfa ho. I'm the only person and I'm timi bo NDC chairman bi din anu oya galam say I'm the only person me na timi kai me kai so wajai kwana mbele hokokore DC na me see this chairman no party chairman na no wo area mu na anu why na adwen say me party about power me so me ba betu galam say me bo ni din wa ha me bonidi wa ha within 1 to 2 weeks wajai wo be jai because me say ade bia be ma president Mahama mamuo no ho aba efi atechema aye Canton Cross me anya this no na me show president Mahama say he must succeed na Ghana for ye ho ntoyen won say yati ade so a ye nyina ye de ani je ne kota ade no ye misa ye party card. The last time na me ka senka ni papa mu a o senka fuoli ye teso a wo ya NPP ni na akwa ni aka cha say wo mo de ko 17 wo beto de 17 se sa na ye yo man a ene ke yenye ne sa dollar no ekọ soro kakra ya ka so butimi nye ne hey I was shocked say metimi nya mpanyimfu a wo eno na me ka yes ye titi wo didi atem mi ndi watem na panyimu pa nyame abo wa ba wiase a wanyinia du sa bre ya wadu retirement age baby wadu wo twenwuo enka wo pa de ne haw na so wo so timi de wo fragile dam
Cause a heat. Therefore, it is very serious because the woman is spitting bars. What am I say? And now you see that is just the start of the game. Afeni ya shasi yo, iti misrao. Afeni ya shasi, ye tuye musa ako pima humache. Nyabotre. Second way ya edi be no, it is very serious because ya kan bibi en sem ni ko do na kamya ko say we need to really do something about it. So what is really going on? Edeben pa na ekoso. So straight up, let's head on to this particular thing. Neda, we brought you an update. Yeah. Say NPP for ehunehuna stop ehunehuna demonstration. Now you see one person Edin Simbia Babetuja said this party crano is like they are visionless. Because omu yesi echna omu yesi na nyema no omu ye nyina no they did more than that when they were in power. Yeah, that is the new patriotic party. But then omu say yembon hwema enfrom adenya yachi abronye adenya yachi certain TikTokers omu say Mahama infi helicopter mbeshi from no ongu threatening people. How many times did the NPP arrest Captain Smart? Regardless, no, a year after former member. As you see, an Oya for Franto party or more head, Alan Chemantin, the spokesperson, okay? A dear, yeah, the friend or Solomon Owusu or the same be Ababetuja. All parties remember this same Solomon Owusu or not all petition say IGP Dampari, Iyoko and Ora should investigate Baumia over that 200 or so pickers or donating my NPP because salary as a vice president, I ultimately could donate pick up about could be $60,000. Yes, he investigating. Regardless, this man is saying Asamoah Ababe reacted to this whole issue of a year NPP for a more demonstration or more year near the business eja NPP for Ababe demonstration. Okay, almost stop a hunehuna. What do you make of it as a friend is saying a former member? And almost say so mujie. Therefore, yenko tie in Sama Solomon Owusu. His NPP party no emuache say king obi aka ne de the party mini baby edu ne de in Grace Ash's voice I just nyankopon ebem. But then regardless in kuti sema Solomon edi to joy ba ebeto aso.
Yes.
So you observe the protest, the concerns they raise, etc. What's your own observation so far?
So let me begin by saying that I heard Zato say Imani gives out why the government is losing is what
Popularity or
honeymoon. If there is any reason why this government is losing any popularity, then it's inability to arrest the corrupt, the thieves, the criminals who are parading, who some of whom I saw walking bravely to the police.
That's true.
This government, their nemesis is from corruption. Their inability to deal with the corrupt officials of the SWAL administration. That is their own problem. And this is why they don't need me. I, together with my leader, Mr. Alata, we are waiting patiently. They are lucky it's not Allah who is in power.
If it was President
Jesus Christ of the banner, every day, all of them are going to the independence to pay the money there. Openly. You'll be paying the money like and from there you go to some. But it's away for those stuff, sorry for this. So that is the only reason why, if this government or this administration is losing its popularity.
So you're saying that it's the government's own doing, that it's not pursuing its oral.
Absolutely.
The NPP has morphed.
Go on the street. Go on the street. The concern of the ordinary Ghanaian is that why are you not prosecuting the thieves? Why are you not going after them? We have seen the National Service, the Scholarship Secretariat, the NPA, the National Cathedral. In fact, they got the nerve. Ken Ofori-Atta is not even in this country. When was the last time they spoke about Ken Ofori-Atta?
They got the nerve?
Nerve. And so why wouldn't they behave like this? You have given them the tools to be misbehaving. What has happened to Wuntumi? Walking about brazenly. He even wants to be your national chairman. What happened yesterday was nothing about organizing a group of people. They went and convinced the people that they were doing what you call in Tampe demonstration.
How did you come to this?
Do you know in Tampe? Read. They went to circle, got the Trotro mates, and convinced them that we want.
The hawkers?
Yes, and most of them were the Trotro mates and the hawkers.
Oh, so low.
Now with the Trotro mates, they convinced them that they want to go and demonstrate that so that they will legalize weed and red. So they should join. That was the main reason why the boy joined. Didn't you hear the boy saying that we are tired, you are arresting us, you are every time we are getting, we are smoking, you come and arrest us. Didn't you hear it? Now with the hawkers, they just told them that they were going to have a meeting to find a place for them to be living. So you heard a young lady say, oh, they just came to tell us, oh, we are only going to have a meeting. And we have been working since morning. That's what they did. And we saw people smoking openly. They were not ashamed of that. If I were the police administration, this morning I'll be arresting the leadership of all those that organized the demonstration.
No, but we had key leaders of the NPP leading the demonstration.
No, who are the key? That's why they have to be arrested. So you organize people just for them to come and showcase how they can smoke. You remember the Joseph by-election? You remember an elderly woman, almost 80 years, came to tell us that when the NPP got to town, the only thing they brought them was weed. I thought that was for a Joseph alone. They have extended that business to Accra.
But what about the concerns they are raising?
What concerns?
The atmosphere is
what
stifled.
concerns?
There's intimidation.
Which intimidation?
There's arrest of key members of the
Does it not surprise you? Does it not surprise you? The demonstration they had. Look at the number of police. The very police that they claim were intimidating them were the ones providing security. More than 100 of them. And they were even misbehaving. The police that you claim were intimidating you were the ones providing security. And because they have packed money, they have money to be demonstrated to protect themselves. That is why they can spend. These demonstrations don't come cheap. You have to mobilize people. You have to buy weed. You have to buy red. You have to buy a petition. You have to give them money. That is what they did. Why did they get the money? Because their party itself has complained.
They have leaders of the party who led the demonstration.
But the party itself has come to complain to you that they don't have money. It's the reason why they are charging each aspirant 4.6 million. Is that not the case? So where did they get the money to organize this demonstration? Because they have got it they are afraid. They want to put the fear of God into this administration and the police so that they do not go after them. That is why they did this demonstration. But I want to assure this government that if they do not remain focused and remind themselves constantly, daily, why the people of Ghana gave them that overwhelming endorsement, they will be fooling themselves. Oral That was a key issue. You cannot allow people to be flaunting stolen wealth in our faces every day when the ordinary Ghanaian suffers. The young ones that were part of the demonstration, they were complaining about unemployment. If you have stolen all the monies available, how would they get jobs? So in other words, they were rather demonstrating against the NPP government that has stolen their life. So why would you trust such a demonstration? It was nothing to write to about. And they were so indisciplined, disorganized. At a point, this one didn't know whether to go this direction or that direction.
No, they had a direction. That's how come they converged formally in front of...
Hey, at the police station, my men were there. Total confusion. You claim the demonstration was organized by the youth wing. How come the organizer was the one who was addressing? The youth wing, don't they have the youth leader? How come the Nabi was the one addressing...
He's a leader of the party.
Leader of who? You claim it was organized by the youth wing. This organization. Because they are not being truthful. Because they know that this government has been so lenient to them. Because they know the amount of money they have stolen that up to date. They are working freely. Another Easter is coming. They will go and chill. The first Easter, I've told this government, if you allow them to spend 4 Easters out of this, they will finish the money. So there are some in their pocket. Go after it.
I asked you a question about the main reasons why they demonstrate. They claim the environment is stifled. There have been arrests of Abronye, etc.
Abronye.
Is there argument in that or no?
There is no argument. Let me tell you. Abronye and his matters are before the court. That is the case. He should go and prove his innocence. It's as simple as that. All of us go to police station. They are not above the laws of the land.
Say Obama Pokwase.
Say Obama who?
Say Obama Pokwase.
Fancy comedy. You together with young man growing up, together with ladies, were happy and were calling that the president should die. Your president. Where has politics got into? Where has our politics? You remember the Zoom meeting that they did? Threatening the president. Yeah, but yes. When you do this, it's against the laws. You see, the laws of the land does not.
Should have died.
You will not be arrested for insulting anybody.
How is that?
But you cannot threaten the life of a certain president. You cannot do that. And when that guy was released from cells, the former flag bearer of the NPP hugged him, embraced him, endorsing their cynical behavior. Is that the way a leader is supposed? Someone that wants to lead this country, you want to teach the people. Hey, then when you, in an unlikely event, you become the president, then you can't contain us. Then you have to turn us into his own. Because then you would have endorsed this silly act. So we will play back your words for you.
So you are claiming that the law is just working?
The law is working. We must all operate within. You see, if there is any problem, the police is a creature. It's a creature of an act of parliament. Is that not the case? You had parliamentarians. At least I saw John Darko. He is a member of parliament. He is a lawyer. You could hold the IGP to parliament to come and explain matters because they are doing politics. And this administration is not falling for it.
So
Ghanaians know why we voted for this. Unfortunately, he didn't vote for Alan. If you had, but now people will be smelling pepper in this country.
So President Alan John Kujocha.
The law would have worked. By now, people will be paying the money.
Right.
Like, by now,
Oh, they are paying. No?
me, we don't know. Me, I don't know how much they are paid. But now, he's where? Look, go to National Scholarship Secretariat. Go and see how they have dissipated resources there. The man is sitting at the what? Parliament. Making laws for me. Me neighbor. Me neighbor. Challenge you this morning in favor. Fair one. Oh no.
Anyway.
So that is it. Very, very, very shocking. Obone namho. Mama, I got 3 years pe. So no bisa can I got 3 years. One chase and kwasia for your medigan sika. Hey. Sanko for your me. Ken of reatan in US. Not US for. Almost say Shatawala Koto stolen car. They come to Ghana. Seize the car. Iyoko arrest Shatawale all because of US FBI. I don't have any issue with that. If you FBI, they have a legitimate concern. But what is stopping OSP, Ghana Police, BNI from also storming Pennsylvania, Maryland, baby, Kenufriata Owo? It's been almost a year. Kenufriata on see Kroma, and from the look of things, he's not coming back. Fear or better than Kroma. Fear or you need BBA America or better than Waha. Yet Tihana will woo. Na case na a foolish case. Anyways, yan twaso. Sisi takwa human events immune virus and acquired immune deficiency syndrome. which stands for AIDS, and a human immune virus on HIV. No, many say takwa. You say a hotspot. You are down for girl be na your university no a SRC president. Nimboniti or takwa or hima. This is to your husband or your professor. Takwa HIV AIDS. You say as spready say ram. You see, Takwa itself, no, a mining community. They mine gold, diamonds, and other things. You know, say oil, so kakra ewo. In Tisika wonko for bottom. People have money. Intino obostime me girls 10. Utimi satisfy ubiamu sika. Yes, or your borrow. But then the irony of all of this is, omoya sadie we nya, they are not protecting themselves. Into on your bad da on she CD, which is condom. On any dark cranny with Jan, oh, I claim, no, I call for I claim. Into I claim, Baku Asa, or the ama Mijafo. Na Mijafo so after, no, they are my girl for na girl no so, or main boy, and what side boy, no, they are my side boy, na side boy switches, not the namsa. So Takwa alone, on your part to say, if HIV virus a ranking percentage, Takwa Takankwano, a wombe 60% the whole of this country. Don't take my word for it, take Daily Graphics word for it. You could see this particular reporter. Very alarming, and I think the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health should start looking at this case and definitely investigate it.
Doc, one last one. Previously, it was often mentioned that the mining communities, the virus was very high in the mining communities. That was many years ago when I was growing up. Is this still the case for people who live in mining communities like Obuasi, Takwa?
Yes, Takwa is Obuasi, Birim South, and then the Fantiakwa. Yes, the HIV prevalence is high, above the average, the national average that we have, about 1.49. That is the national average. And the main reason, one of the main reasons, as I've illustrated, is about poverty.
Okay.
And then when there is a lot of money, cash to spare, people engage in other social vices. And where there is a lot of activity, I'll give you an example. In Accra, AMA, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, is one of the highest epicenters of the virus. Why? Accra, yes. The prevalence there is about 4.34 or something. Meanwhile, the national prevalence is 1.49. Why? Because there's a lot of activities. And where there's an interaction of human beings, all the vices are there. And especially when there's extra cash. I have the cash you don't have, right? I need the cash. I've finished my work. I'm tired. I want to relax. Charlie, come in, let's have fun.
You need the cash.
You need the cash. So that is why it appears that the mining companies, areas have the higher this thing, some high prevalences because of the exchange of cash, economic activities, social vices that goes in there. AMA, we have it. When you go to Kumasi Metro, Asukwa, and things like that, Swame, and you have the highest, those commercial areas. You will see the sex workers there. You see the youth who are unemployed. You see the rich who are working and also have money. You see the middle class. So where does that HIV thrives there? So it's not surprising. And we are going to keep an eye on these mining areas as we move on and see how it is doing. Ideally, when you start a project, you have to do an impact assessment of the project and see what are the positives the project brings in that area and the negatives it brings, and then you decide and design interventions on it.
So that is it. It's shocking. Takwa. HIV, AIDS. Anyways, on this same vein, Obi and a reaction have come in regards with a friend is saying, Madam Getchu Tokonu, the removal. A friend Agbenyon, who happens to be a member of parliament for the Guan constituency. Or Pacha said, so far, no, the Chief Justice, all courts, no. He even being an NDC member, no, he applauds it because she's testing the barriers and the limits of the law. Now, your question video way back, you go straight to newly acquired diplomatic passport holder with the Maya. What is he doing in Ethiopia? You back. Here's your video way. You back.
Bro, I think that I like the tenacity. I like the fighting spirit of the former Chief Justice. She's demonstrated that she's not a pushover. She's shown to all of us that she is capable of fighting for what she thinks belongs to her. And she has used every medium available to her to do that. She's even gone outside our, legal jurisprudence to try to seek redress outside of this country. Unfortunately, almost every place she has gone to, she hasn't been able to make a good case for herself. And she has always been dismissed. But she's still fighting. For me, it's a test of our democracy. It's a test of the document we call a constitution that all of us have agreed that we want to govern ourselves with. And so I'm not going to condemn her for that fight. I am not going to make any comments, that are not very palatable to her. It is good. It's a test of our democracy. So that I have no problem with it at all. What she has done, she has helped at least in setting some precedents and, helping people to know what it means when they really feel that, yes, they've not been treated fairly or something is not going in their way, to want to seek redress in the same court that she presides over and she represents. The only time I became a bit concerned, if not worried, was when she started raising concerns about the way and the manner the court that she was supposed to be the head of was treating her. She made a claim that she was not getting fair hearing, the process was not good and all that. Then I said to myself, it is good when all of us who, by the grace of God, have some privileged position in society, occasionally will have a taste of what the general public is going through. So that when we are given position of responsibility, we will put things appropriately. Some way, somehow, we think that the police cells or the prison is a prison for some group of people. Up until you leave your very high office, and then you find yourself at the wrong side of the law, and then you go to that place that either you thought was meant for some quote and quote some riffraff, some people who don't matter, and then you are there. Then you realize that if I get the opportunity, let me maintain that place. Let me do it well, because it could also become my sleeping place one day. It serves as a lesson to all of us that even the Chief Justice of a republic or the Republic of Ghana can go through trial, go to the same system that she presided over, the system that she established, the system that she has been part of for all these many years. Ordinary people, when they go through it and they feel that they've not been treated fairly, they don't have any avenue to even vent out. They don't have anybody to tell. They keep it to themselves and they go in their homes. And so it is good that we are experiencing it. I think I've shared this experience before when I met one very, very senior police person who is on retirement, who had gone to his community and was coming back to Accra, driving his own car, old man, and he got to the police barrier. And the way the man at the police at the barrier treated him, it's like, so is that what ordinary people go through? I served in the police for my 35 years. So every day I was going on the road. At least I was either wearing my uniform or have my ID card, so I was treated differently. Now I'm faced with the reality of what people go through on our roads. And so I want to thank her, I want to encourage her and encourage all Ghanaians that the society is for all of us. We have made laws for ourselves. And if at any point in time you think that things are not going well, why not? You can do whatever you want to do.
So that was it. Now, I told you, sir, we have an update about a newly acquired diplomatic holder, Woody Maya. Woody Maya have been doing a great job. If you follow him for all of these years, he goes to various countries. And then one of the things that he does I like so much is that he compares developing nations in Africa to the ones which is already developed. Because Africa, you were own developing, and are also poor. Now, recently, Ethiopia, Emperor Haile Selassie. Now, Ethiopia, in comparing Ethiopia to Ghana, Ghana was really far ahead in terms of Ethiopia. Now, Udumaya did a video called I came to this particular town in Ethiopia. When I came, the roads were not good. In fact, the houses were not there. Fast track some few years, I come back, look at what is there. But come back to Ghana. It's therefore you shape this particular video. It's so sad this particular thing is happening. But you video here, Babaka, we have a breaking news about Dr. Baumia. You video here, Babaka,
you all have seen the transformation that is happening in Addis Ababa. And I must confess that when I started coming to this country 6 years ago, majority of these entire areas used to be slum. I mean, proper ghettos. But then all of them were demolished. So I was like, at the end of the day, they've beautified with greens, wide roads. And I'm just asking myself, where did the people go to?
The people, they temporarily take the people to different temporary compounds.
Okay.
So after they build the new houses here with the new amenities and everything,
wow,
with all facilities, they take them back to their previous places.
So you mean these buildings that we see, this
in 6 months,
apartment?
Almost this all apartment built in just 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, one of the fastest building in the city.
For the people?
Yeah, for all the people, yeah.
So what are the kind of amenities that the people living in here have then?
You know, before this area was one of the ghettos, shanty areas. But now, even they don't have a proper toilet in this area. But now with everything, with full amenities, even for some of them, even the city government fulfill every household materials.
Wow.
Yeah.
If it furnished it with household...
Furnished every household material, furnished apartment.
For free?
For free, yeah.
Just because they were living in shanty areas.
Exactly.
Because the government wanted to more like, beautify the city. This is amazing, man. See, this is more like a bicycle lane.
This is a bicycle lane.
I'm so sorry, I cannot walk in here. I might be arrested, that's why. Yeah. And this is the pedestrian lane. And these are like all the apartments that were built 6 months ago. Bro, this is insane. But one of the things that I want to tell you that you need to know, yeah? The city got what we call the river project. So any part of the city where you see rivers, they try to, make the river clean and beautify the surrounding of the rivers. Like I've seen this in every corner of the city. Like, listen, I'm not here doing propaganda for the government of this country. I'm not from here. I don't know where the government lives. But what I'm seeing is super impressive. That's why I've pulled up my camera to share. And I want you all to do this for me. It is possible for us to develop our various countries regardless of our history. It's time. The vision is prosperous Africa. That is the most important thing. I don't care about your tribe. I don't care where you belong to. But the most important thing for me as an African is to see Africa prosper. And the prosperity is what you see in this beautiful country, man. Look at that. If you've been coming to this country before, you would definitely appreciate what you're seeing right now. Because the change, the transformation is absolutely insane.
So, Dear Wudimaya Kano, just a first chapter. But then here in Ghana, too, Mahama have debuted what we call the big push. But then we'll go back to Mahama's issue. The picture that you see on the screen is widely now being circulated. Okay? You realize that Papana or on the far left of the screen, your friend Alhaji Ali Mahama, he was the vice president of John Ejekun Kufuor. Okay, now in the middle, Kufuor don't know the corner hono, and Samira Baumia, and Baumia. So MPP before I started parading this particular picture, say MPP certain contenders for the flag bearership positions are Omoka saying Dabena Baumia by Dabena Baumia by and yes Baumia time or by in ye. You could clearly see say in 2008 elections time or more campaign. Look at this. Look at it very, very well. Baumia was in the shots. Aliu Mahama, Satan not he was in there. So Baumia really did help. Samira Baumia and then she's glowing. And yasem kitcha. But then regardless, there's another news I can say is here because 16, yes, then 16 or 19 or 16 out of 23 MPs are what Eastern region. MPP 4 no. Menoka say omodo support akoma. Okay, I say 15 out of 23 MPP MPs are or more parliament or Eastern region. No, they are declaring their support for only one person. Nipa, they are declaring their support for. As always, establishment candidates. Enkwashe video we babaka yebeto aso.
Yeah, MPsa yewo Eastern region ha. Yeah, 23. Out of 23 no, emu 15 MPs. Ena etai Dr. Mahmoud Bawumiechi. Na nienti etai na chini se. Yehu ni se ono ni obia MPP yetumi aton no ama Ghana for all these years. Wabaye second to the president and I say wabaye vice president. Wabaye running mate 3 times, I vice president 2 times. Inti yehwe omo a omo ne pre no a obie ni ho a ye ka se amanyosem obi a obetumi e de party na for power. Na watumi ebu omani ya omubie ni ho a oni no ese endam senti yen 15 a ye wo MPP sorry ye wo Eastern region ha ye 23 emu 15 ye nyina ya kan ho abom se ye tie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumiechi na wako 2 franka no na wagitumi no e de ama MPP 2028 endam senti ye stress Ubia weshia ha, ubia wa bia omen kan humom if you say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and MPP se sia ye de ne ko abato a ye betumi awi ni abato no ni yenya presidency ye da mase nyame hira mu nyina.
So that was the message on the buy. But then before I sorry solo, most of you are joining. We've been live for almost 1 hour 32 minutes. Into what join now the title no you say some people arrest like Gabby Otchere Darko there. And yet clickbait. It is true. Just that we need because we've been live for 1 hour until I can't maybe. So let me start off and put this on the screens. It's here for the many 2 screens no so sema ababe tuja. Senebeya inuanoma or more joining they can know exactly what is really going on. 3 screens no so you see 3 pictures. On my far left, Santi Bedi too. He was also at the communications office of the communication, presidency, President Akufo-Addo. In the middle, Gabby Otchere Darko. And on my far right, Jan Kroma. These are all people who served in various positions. Jan Kroma served in the tourism, culture, what I say, no problem. Now, Papa we are made in the picture 2 screens no so ye. Sheni Manasa Azuri. Or the expose biaba or passes I expose no the abano. And for NLA, the National Lottery Authority. Now see the National Lottery Authority, what is really happening there no? And they say, listen. Nipa no da no or you CEO Sami Ewuku. He gave out certain sponsorship to certain people. Those people they did not deserve. And surprisingly, all of these people don't want to but one person ababe kan Asamoah Gyan. On the far right of the screens. So what did Asamoah Gyan do in this particular instance? Because people want to know. Asamoah Gyan the born and say. So let's enter into screen also. For those of you who want to read the full article, call for firststate.com. I'll be home. Or say NLA good courses. Share sub-description. Or say how funds meant for the poor and orphans were blown on our wars, galas, and the rich. And today, 24th September 2025, Wednesday, and publishes our article. Now, we will go further because see. Also, our investigation reveals our investigation reveals these supposed orphans and destitute because NLA, the National Lottery Authority, share article 722 na it says all the money they receive you got to lotto ni enwinia say scanning na was some of the orphans and destitutes enyamfo ehubrofo won ejanka. But then the money were going to some people. So the big question was, who was this money going to? Number one, Gabby Otchere Darko. Gabby Otchere Darko received 250,000 cedis. Odukoye then also Odukoye Kwewu Business Summit 2023. This same man again did sponsorship. Okoji iska efi NLA ho biem. Ekoye Prosperity Dialogue 2024. Gabby Otchere Darko. Whereas NLA brand 722 article 722 say scanner NLA for Benyano, they need to use their money to help the poor, the destitute, and orphans. Now, tell me if Gabby Otchere Darko or a rich man and answer or an orphan. No problem. Yembra has the next one. Nipa and who be PMU Godfrey Dame, who happened to be the former Attorney General. Godfrey Dame received 570,000 cedis. Or the choir also the choir seminar and a conference. Adaya, also the church and for how the ministry and justice works. Are you following the argument? No problem. Right after Godfrey Dame, chief of staff, she also took $350,000 as cedis. Or the choir then, or see Independence Day celebrations. I need to look nice. Into the office of the chief of staff or the 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. Now, as if said that is all, baby. Oh, baby jet. On no wonder Sophie party because I see it's fine. Yeah, my baby jet saying, yeah, my baby jet 50,000 Ghana cedis. Adaya or see institution be a Chaos Media Group and Business Consults. And now, or mobile publishing book be about Asamoah Gyan, a life memoir your life story. It's Asamoah Gyan memoir no no okay. At the end of the day no Kenjapo muko donate 100,000 yard and the man Asamoah Gyan 50,000 Ghana cedis. The memoir project for former Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan. No problem. Now Asif said that is all near fancy has say. Asif said that is all near fancy na bayaga. Yes, boss. Ninyumba kwem the Hanamacha Keni Habu. Enu chikra now there. Seho, Obeti, Chesobabe. Samepepe. Desmond Blackmore, aka D Black, who is the CEO and the founder of Black Avenue Music. He received a total sum of 80,000 Ghana cedis. Adaya, also a program be a tropical fiesta event. And this kind of channel is a fa. Ura. Moyede evidence in waha. Moyede. Now, the funny thing is they call Samuel Uku, say Samuel Uku, did you pay this man? Samuel Uku say yes, I paid it. But then yes, Chelsea company Chelsea don't use their money for this or say we do a lot of things and we help government institutions like the Ghana Police, the education, yada. And I say those are public institutions. We help them with it, fine. But giving the money to these people who are already rich and wealthy. Remember, I said, I'm before we into screens. Remember, I said the NLE article 722 Nishaha or say Oshe top or part say Sikana Omubenyan it needs to go to the orphans and destitutes. And I'm say what top on. I'm saying your brains are kind of but NLE here be a friend goodwill. Ya bwan crofoni ajidi NLE dimbe be mu monopoly dimbe be na mope ukrom ha say. Regardless no or see necessary so mobile. Na ombetre mu so article e wo hwa e chese also tue scammer Black Stars, footballers, musicians near the ohun article. Timora, over to you. It's for so it is what it is. It is what it is. Me also be at your comment section or said or say Mahama can offer requirement say Kai. And the Martinez said Mahama cannot jail anyone, only rest and later case die. They are the same. It is true. It is true. The Mahama they are the same thing. Wefi Mohammed, or see which one is Ken? Okay, not refer to King Japan again. And Wefi Manuel Bevi, or see Jimmy for the Jimmy is becoming too much. I don't know who he's referring to. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on this particular platform, Pinaxtv. Catch you same time tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.